sitting close to the campfire that night, putting off, as always, the moment when we'd have to get into our freezing bags and face the shivering hours of the night. We knew Al would make his speech about the next day, and of course he did as he poked the fire. "We've got the climbing skills down now, guys. It's time for a true test. After that, we'll head back to base camp for hot showers, real food, and our beds." I pictured the little log cabin that I shared with Star, and how good it would be to stoke the pot-bellied stove until the stovepipe turned red. So what was this big test going to be? "Tomorrow," Al announced, "you're going to climb Storm King Peak, elevation 13,752 feet, and it's no puppy. You'll know you've accomplished something. We'll draw straws this evening for climbing partners. Troy, you're going to be the navigator. You haven't led yet." "Nothing against Troy," Rita said in her nasal, right-at-you New York accent. "But if this Storm King is such a big deal, why not let Freddie lead? We know he's good at it." I glanced over at Freddie. The campfire light flickering on his deep brown skin, black eyes, and shaggy black hair revealed, as usual, nothing in the way of response. True, I thought, he's capable, but he's practically mute. I'd much rather follow Troy. I had reason to believe that Troy cared whether I lived or died. Al was shaking his head emphatically as he spread the topographic map out on the ground. "Troy will do just fine. He's your leader for the climb. Star, you're shivering. Come into the light and warm yourself up. Folks, everybody needs to develop these skills, every one of you. Sometimes there isn't going to be anybody else around." "But we travel in a pack," Adam pointed out with his trademark mischievous grin. Our redhead loved nothing better than sidetracking a conversation. "So whoever's going to lead can study the map, and the rest of us followers can go to bed." "Seconded," said Pug, the big fella, stretching one giant leg out toward the fire and nudging a piece of wood into its center. Al scratched behind an ear, amid the wiry gray hair that stuck out beneath his wool cap. He was rocking slightly on his haunches. He preferred to squat rather than pull up a log or a rock. He reminded me in his body language of an aborigine or a tribesman from the Amazon, right out of one of the slideshows my dad used in his anthropology classes. "Sometimes," Al said slowly, "sometimes self-reliance is the key to survival. But other times, cooperation is. Let's everybody study this map, and then tomorrow, on the mountain, we'll pool our knowledge. Whenever somebody's wondering if you're doing the right thing, bring it up with Troy." "What if the right thing, the way we figure it, would be to go into Silverton for burgers?" suggested Adam. Everyone had a smile or a laugh, including Al. With Adam, there was never anything at stake. He was so easy. I could sense Heather getting ready to object, and I braced myself for her voice, which I found jarring and oddly mismatched with her broad shoulders. When she thought something was unfair, which was most of the time, her voice rose even higher than its usual pitch, and her speech came out squeaking and gasping, because she couldn't talk and breathe at the same time when she was upset. "What I don't get is, we can all cooperate on the climb, right? Except for you, Al. You won't help us at all, right?" "That's what this is all about, Heather. You guys have the skills now. You make the decisions, you make the choices, you live by the consequences. You'll be on your own. I'll just tag along for the scenery." Troy, I noticed, was attending to all this, watching, listening, but withholding comment. Everybody was looking to him, including Al. Troy was a heavy, and everybody knew it. We were all wondering when he'd take Al on, but he was holding back. When Heather saw that Troy wasn't going to respond, she said in that voice like an abused violin string, "You say we get to make the decisions, but really we're just puppets, and you're manipulating us. I don't like your rules, Al. I can't accept that you get to make them all up. Who gave you that right?" That's telling him, I thought. That's exactly how I feel. This guy reminds me of my dad. "Right on, sister," thundered Pug, who was only half